Chapter 6. Gifts of an Unknown God. The Imperial Forge, hastily relocated to a requisitioned stone building in Magna, no longer smelled only of coal and hot metal. Now there was an added tang, an acrid ozone odor much like that which rose from the shaft, and the air vibrated with a low, constant hum emanating from an array of bluish crystals, imperfect, smaller replicas of the Vox Dei, housed in a containment matrix of lead and refractory clay designed by Dionysius and the Imperial engineers. The replication process was more improvised alchemy than understood science. They did not melt metal in the traditional sense. Instead, they coerced iron and traces of unknown minerals, extracted near the original artifact, into a semi-liquid, obedient state under controlled energy beams, guiding them into molds with rudimentary magnetic fields. The first tangible success was the swords. These were no ordinary gladii. The blades had an unusual, almost oily sheen and emitted a barely perceptible hum that seemed to resonate in the hand that wielded them. When Marcus, under Hadrian's watchful and impatient gaze, struck one of these new blades against a practice shield with a force that would have nicked or shattered normal steel, the blade held firm without a mark. Even more astonishing was what happened when he deliberately struck its edge against another similar sword until a small chip appeared. They laid the blade on a stone table, and slowly, over several minutes, the chip appeared to flow and close. A faint blue glow ran along the metal as its crystalline structure realigned at the molecular level, theorized Dionysius. It was not magic, but a form of self-repairing material engineering beyond anything Rome had ever imagined. They named them Gladii Aeterni, though the legionaries soon dubbed them the Whistlers. Next came the armor. Instead of heavy segmentata plates or the older hamada, the armorers, guided by the geometric patterns observed in the chamber, began to weave or cultivate thin sheets of a ceramic metallic material over a hardened leather base. The result was an incredibly light cuirass, as flexible as boiled linen, with an iridescent finish that subtly shifted color in the light. It looked ridiculously unfit for combat, until Varro, reluctantly drafted for the test, swung a standard gladius at it. The blade slid off with a sharp squeal, leaving only a superficial scratch that, like the sword's chip, faded away slowly. However, they noted that its protection against blunt force, maces or warhammers, was significantly less. The armor dispersed cutting energy astonishingly well, but offered little defense against sheer impact. They called it Lorica Lux, the armor of light. Its touch remained cold to the skin, even under the sun. Finally, they tackled lighting. The smaller fragments of replicated crystal, when subjected to a specific energy current via modified copper and lead conductors, emitted a constant, cold blue-white light. It did not flicker, consumed no oil, and generated no appreciable heat. It simply shone, its intensity adjustable by altering the energy flow. Housed in perforated iron casings, these eternal lanterns, Lucernae Perpetuae, began replacing oil lamps and torches along Magna's battlements and key corridors. They illuminated the night with relentless clarity, banishing dancing shadows and creating an oddly clinical, almost antiseptic atmosphere. Dionysius oversaw it all with a mixture of scientific euphoria and mounting exhaustion. He feverishly scrawled notes on papyrus scrolls, attempting to grasp the underlying principles and adapt Roman methods to a technology that clearly did not operate under the same physical laws they understood. He murmured about harmonic resonances, energy matrices, and submolecular structures, terms that sounded more like mystical philosophy than practical engineering to the legionaries' ears. The troops' morale, initially wary, visibly improved with the arrival of this new equipment. A sword that repaired itself, armor that felt nearly weightless, and lights that never went out were undeniable advantages on this shadowy frontier. Tales of the Emperor's new divine gifts began to spread, though tinged with an undercurrent of unease. The technology worked, yes, but it felt strange. The hum of the swords, the cold of the armor, the unblinking glow of the lanterns. A constant reminder of their alien origin, of something powerful but incomprehensible, now woven into the very heart of a Roman legionary's kit. It was progress, undoubtedly, but progress that arrived on an alien hum and the cold radiance of unknown stars.